friends, and thanks for joining me today. And I just wanted to do a really quick video because I got a question on my channel about if I have a frugal like skincare kind of routine or what I use on my hair, etc. And so I'm not an especially like girly girl. I don't do a whole lot in that department. I have tons and tons of products. What instead I like to do is have just a few things that I know work for me and then kind of keep with those things. And even though a few of my products or things that I use are a little more expensive, because I'm not trying all sorts of different stuff all the time, or, keeping all sorts of other stuff, stocked, it does tend to be a lot less expensive that way. I do want to say that most of my skin and hair routine happens at night. I do shower at night. I don't shower in the morning. Too lazy for that. But so yeah, that means most of the stuff that I do starts at night, and it all happens in the shower. So the first thing I want to talk about is this little scrub brush. I'm sure you've seen these all over the place. They're really popular, and for a reason. They actually work very well. I got mine on Amazon. These are like less than 10 bucks. I think mine was like 7. And again, it does work very well. Mine has a high and a low speed, which is pretty nice. And it comes with a bunch of these attachments. Hopefully you could see that without too much of a glare. Honestly, I have not used any of these except for the small brush one. And only reason I use this one is on my face. So while I can do all sorts of other stuff, like a pumice stone, like a file, a makeup sponge, it says, a short brush, a rolling massager, latex sponge. So it's just some different things. But again, I don't use them for anything else. But hey, if you had a purpose for it, maybe you could use some of the other stuff. But this helped me a long time ago to really cut down on my acne. I figured out that a lot of my acne I was getting was from just clogged pores. And so just cleaning really well made a big difference. So while this was only like 7 bucks, this has made a drastic difference. So I'll go ahead and link below to the one that I got because I really do like it. It works really well. The second thing I do, and I actually use with the scrub brush, is that I use a salicylic acid or a sulfur soap. This one is both. It's a salicylic acid and sulfur soap. This is specifically designed to help treat and prevent acne, and it works very well. We ended up getting a bar of this from our grocery store, our discount grocery store we usually get stuff from. My husband just bought it like he thought it was a normal bar of soap, and then I was looking at the package and I realized that it was a, sulfur soap and that it was specifically designed for acne. So I was like, hey, why not try this as a face wash? And it worked really good. I basically took it away and said, this is mine now, you're gonna have to get regular soap now. Yeah, that's how we ended up with it, and now I specifically seek it out because it worked so well. So I just bought this one for my kids because they're getting to an age where, that sort of thing is becoming helpful to them. But salicylic acid or sulfur soap is actually useful for other things as well. Some people use this to treat like jock itch or athlete's foot, which is both caused by fungus. And so some people use that for this, or this for that as well. So this is my face wash. I know that sounds weird, but a cheap scrub brush and some, soap that I use. I just get this wet under the shower, just the head part, because this isn't waterproof. So I just be careful just to get the head part wet. I basically just rub it on the soap and then I scrub my face with it. And that's pretty much it. So that's all I do for my face in the shower. I will say though that the soap can be a little bit drying to the skin, and so I still use my homemade anti-aging face lotion that I shared in a previous video. There, I ran to go get it for you. This is my homemade face lotion. It's the anti-aging face lotion that I showed once before in the video, so I'm not going to talk too much about this, but I do use this as my moisturizer, and I use this at night, and I have found a drastic difference in how my skin feels. So that is pretty much it. These are the things that I use. A $7 scrub brush, a $7 bar of soap, and the both of these, this lasts me probably over a year. So we bought the last one about a year ago and it's about half gone. So with that, that's pretty much everything I do for my face, except in the morning. So this is what I do at night. And then after that, I will use the tea bag facial, which again, I will link if you missed that. That's just what I do in the morning right before I put on my makeup, and that's all I do. That's really all I do. The next thing I would like to talk about though is my hair, because that was another question I got. And this is another one of those things, like I mentioned, it can be a little expensive, but I feel like it's worth it because we don't really use a lot. I bought this bottle a month ago and it's to about here. So it went from about here to here. I'm not sure how often, that would be. This is probably about a 4-month supply. And so while it's cheaper on Amazon than it is at Walmart, Walmart, this is about a $10 bottle of shampoo. At Amazon, I think it was like 8 and change. So this is Shea Moisture. It is a lot healthier and much more natural than a lot of the cheaper shampoos that are available on the market. And so I heard tons of good stuff about this online, tons and tons of people in like the crunchy groups and things like that were just raving about how wonderful this is. And so I kind of waited and, you know, maybe I'll splurge and, you know, try it one day when it fit in the budget. And I'm glad I did because it actually works really well. The only problem I have with it is that it's a little bit heavy sometimes when we aren't having a dry spell. If we have a dry spell in summer, or sometimes you get really dry, you know, hair, skin in winter or spring, I do feel like it can be a little bit heavy and maybe a little bit sticky feeling. I can leave like a little bit of a residue. So I do mix this sort of half and half with just a regular Nature's Gate shampoo. Mix these two together and then rinse it out. Sometimes I don't even condition. Sometimes I will condition. It depends on how I plan on wearing my hair. If it's like today and I know I'm going to be shoveling tons of like soil, stay tuned for the video coming out tomorrow on why that is for the greenhouse. But anyway, I won't, you know, go through all of the, you know, hassle of, you know, conditioning because I know I'm going to keep my hair pulled back. But if I'm going to wear it down, I might, you know, condition or whatever. So friends, that is it. So it's pretty minimalistic. It's a little bit higher quality items on some of these, which can be a little bit more pricey, but it's worth it because I'm not really doing a ton and I don't buy a whole lot of other stuff. So there you go, friends. That is my frugal, natural skin and hair care routine. None of these things have, you know, terrible chemicals in them, which would be terrible for us. And so, yeah, I just think they're worth it. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you. And I do want you to know that your questions do get answered. So if you have questions, let me know. I might answer them in a future video. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful to you, and we'll see you tomorrow.